Hey guys, do you remember that screensaver animation from 20 or so years ago, if not older, late 90s, I would wager, about the marooned guy, Robinson Crusoe type, that's stuck in that very small island? It was a whole animation, micro episodes that you could watch all at once as a screensaver for your computer.
The screensavers I remember were like 3D mazes and things like that.
That's the
3D
most
mazes.
basic ones imaginable. I'm talking about full-on animations made for your screensaver that
Nope.
play as your screensaver. One of such animations was this Robinson Crusoe guy who was stuck in a small island, and he had many perils trying to fish, procure food, eating coconuts, trying to get saved by a passing cruise ship. And he would usually also start singing like this. Does it ring a bell? No?
No.
Okay, I guess I'm alone in this sad, twisted world. Welcome to the Team Yuma's Happy Game Music Game Show!
Be confidently wrong.
With your host, the inimitable, incorrigible, incomparable, inflatable, Madhog Time Master! Here we are, born to be kings. We are princes of the universe.
We are the warriors who built this town.
Bicycle, bicycle. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the musical game show. How appropriate. Be Confidently Wrong. The show in which we listen to game music and we try to guess from which game said music comes from. We are going strong with our 85th episode. Actually, I'm not counting, so I'm completely making up this number.
I think we are closer to something like 20th episode.
I'm going to go back after this and count them so that we can actually have a proper number next time. But until then, this is canonically the 85th episode.
Hold on.
1, and 2, and 3.
I have a collaborations playlist. I can count them.
Okay, while he does that, allow me to introduce us, as it is usually what we like to do at the beginning of episodes. I am your host, Madhog Time Master. Thank you. Your enthusiasm was too much for Discord to handle.
So I gathered.
Then we have Danton. Danton Stormkeeper. Danton of the storm that keeps the storm, which is the Stormkeeper, Danton.
He's
Yeah, rock
the
on,
storm
dudes!
that is approaching.
And that was the soundboard that we have for this game show. Next up, we have the twin brother, which I never confuse for his other twin brother, but I always confuse his other twin brother with the Finnish guy, because sometimes my brain does a bit of a... Sure, that's one way of putting it. Anyway, what was I doing? Oh, right, I was introducing Devar Arkvaron. Hi, Devar, how are you on this fine night?
I'm a Chucklevision, a Chucklevision, Chucklevision.
You will have to explain the reference to me later on. Then we
Meet
have...
you.
Then we have Matimali, aka Hedonistic Actor.
Just to make sure, I have missed one episode, right?
What do you mean?
The Sonic one. I wasn't
Oh,
paying
right. Yes, you were not
Okay.
here for the Sonic one. I think that's the
Okay,
only one you missed, yes.
Okay, yeah. So this is the 21st episode we are doing.
The 21st episode! Happy 21st episode, everybody! Yay!
I guess that means me and Dante should probably do that list, so then it'll be 22 we'll be on, so it'll be twins themed.
That's a stretch, and you know it.
But it makes sense. Two twos, twins.
Anyway, I think I've introduced everybody, and no one else here tonight. Oh, wait! Sure! How could I possibly forget the guest of honor, Icipall? Welcome! Icipall is here, and also this segues perfectly to what is tonight's gimmick. Welcome! I wish to welcome everyone officially to Icipall Selection the Third. Yay!
I still don't trust this guy.
It is time once again for the much maligned, much coveted Icipall Selection, the third one, as I said. Icipall said he was not going to make another one, probably, but he went back on his word. What else is new? And now we must suffer.
I have correction. I said I wouldn't be doing another one until I had time to play more games.
Did you have time to play more games?
Yes, as strange and unbelievable as that sounds for an adult's life.
Right. Well, I mean...
Also, you did not introduce Matti.
I did. I introduced him before you.
All right, that technically did count. He did not get the musical number.
Oh, that's what was missing. Matti, get on it.
A musical number? What?
I mean, Dantan was the sword that was approaching. Devar had his own musical part that Madhog wanted him to explain to him later.
Yeah, my introduction was stating the fact how many episodes we have done so far.
Why do you always have to kill this party, Matti? Every single time, every single night, every single day of my life.
Look, I'm multitasking, okay?
Multitask this nuts.
Oh.
Icipall, nobody is an adult right now. I must correct you.
Hooray!
So yes, as I said, some time ago, I forgot the concept of time and space eludes me tonight. So every track tonight has been decided by Icipall and somewhat heavily editorialized by myself, trying to make it less difficult for unfair reasons. Or too easy also for unfair reasons, and you will see what I mean eventually.
It's usually one or the two, or both at the same time.
Right, right. Like I said, we'll get to that bridge once it's time to burn it. That's my confusing analogy for tonight, and now we can actually start for a change. So enough with the preamble, and let's get to Tier 1, the easiest difficulty level. I shall play tracks of varying length between 30 seconds and a minute. I decided to be more flexible with that rule since I keep putting in longer tracks for my own personal amusement. Either that or because some of these tracks need a bit more time to properly become recognizable, I would say. Right?
Yeah.
Yes,
I get that.
That's a good logic. So anyway, Tier 1, and we begin with... let me just get things
Gladiators, get to your positions!
Right, so Icipall will be acting as judge, scorekeeper, and also will be telling us which ones of these tracks will require precise or generic answers, depending if they are or not from a franchise.
I shall be your judge, jury, and executioner.
And I will be watching.
Like a duck.
Okay, first one for tonight. Let's go. 3, 2, and 1. Devar.
Is it Pokemon?
Which one?
Pokemon Red or Blue?
This requires a precise answer, so...
Not a 100% precise answer. This requires a semi-precise answer.
Okay,
But that wasn't close. That wasn't close enough, unfortunately.
okay.
Devar.
In my book, it would have been close enough, but this is his night, technically, so he decides. Matti.
Would this be Pokemon Green Leaf or whatever that name was?
No.
You mean in Leaf Green and Fire Red, the remakes of the first Pokemon games.
Oh, the remake of the first. I don't remember the name of the Game
Well,
Boy Color.
you would be wrong regardless, so... Can you get closer to the microphone, please, by the way? Wow, I think Discord really hates you tonight. Okay. Okay, Danton.
Silver? Pokemon Silver?
Acceptable.
The fully correct answer would have been Pokemon Gold, but
It's the same game.
You got the generation right, so point for you.
Point for
Yay!
you. It's the same game. Pokemon Silver and Gold. The same game. Minimal differences. Same answer.
The only difference is Pokemon. That's it.
The only difference
some
is
of
the
them
title.
Some other minor things, but I would have accepted Pokemon Crystal as well.
I would have accepted Pokemon Red or Blue on account that it's only one generation apart from each other.
On a different system, technically.
Details.
It was the first Pokemon that actually required Game Boy Color.
Pokemon Red and Blue could also be played on the Game Boy Color.
Yeah, and it gave you, well, extra color.
Yes, it was red, appropriately enough.
I haven't played any Pokemon game. I wouldn't know.
Yes, I can suggest you a whole plethora of good alternatives to Pokemon if you never want to play Pokemon, but you are interested in good monster collecting RPGs. DM me later. Anyway, so 1 point for Danton, I believe.
Yes, he's starting strong once again.
I am rooting for you as always, Danton.
Thank you.
Yes, we do love ourselves a good underdog story, after all.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Woof woof.
I mean, to call Brian Danielson an underdog now at this point in his career.
Yeah, but back in the day,
Yes.
he was.
Oh, by the way, he's currently the AEW World Champion, and he's in the middle of a good storyline, and he will retire from active competition at the end of it.
Yeah,
So-
I've heard about that.
That's pretty damn cool, if you ask me. But
Yeah.
I
least
say
it's
that, but
better than-
I say that, but I really liked the former champion Swerve Strickland. He's so cool, guys. Wrestling is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the fact that Daniel Bryan or Daniel Bryanson or whatever you call him.
Brian Danielson.
Yeah, I forget basically because it comes, The name's just a switch, basically, in my
get
brain,
it,
and it's hard.
I get it, but that's always been his real name, and for the majority of his career as well.
But what I'm about to say is that it's nice that he gets to end his career on his terms and not on, being forced out of it.
Yes, honestly, it's a miracle that after everything he's gone through, he was able to recover, come back to wrestle, and he kept adding injuries, and he still wrestles like a god. Incredible stuff. Hey, second track, everybody. Let's go. That was fast. Devar?
Helltaker.
Okay, yes.
Ooh, and here he comes with the laureate.
Justifying its placement in tier 1, I suppose, even though I still philosophically disagree. But whatever, I'm not going to fight it this time.
The game is memed to high heaven.
Well, it was also free, and it was downloaded like millions of times by many people.
Okay, you're going to have to give... Okay,
So
actually, I want a precise number for that.
Apparently the qualification is about how popular it is in the circle of friends that I know.
No, it's just that I cannot wrap my head around the fact that this was popular to the point that it went out of its own niche, which is what tier 1 is supposed to be about. You find Pokemon in tier 1, you find other such franchises. So I want to see precise numbers when it comes to how many times this game was downloaded.
Only thing I can say about that is a lot.
Okay, sure.
It came from the left field and surprised everyone.
Right.
And to be precise, this was Titanium, the final boss team from the Helltaker's Exam Taker expansion.
Oh, it even had an expansion.
There has been 120,000 Steam reviews on it, so yeah, that's quite popular.
Well, that's a lot of reviews for Steam. Yes. Okay. Fair enough. This is a neat little bop, I would say.
Helltaker's music is always great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Head of like the skeletons.
The music is by Midseas, I think they call them.
Yes. And I'll see you in the next tournament. This one now. Danton, with the appropriate response.
It's Doom Eternal.
It is indeed Doom Eternal. The only thing they fear is you.
And now you get another point.
Okay,
and the only other thing would be fear is Mick Gordon.
Well, Mick Gordon has been cut off entirely, so not anymore.
Yeah, no.
Oh, so your fear, because only thing to fear is fear itself, and if they fear you, then you are the fear.
You're thinking too much about this. It's just a cool title. Right, so Doom Eternal, that's another point for Danton, which brings us to 2 points for you and 1 for Devar.
Yay!
Okay, track number 4. Danton.
Is this The Last of Us?
No.
No, but I can understand.
That was the end of it. It's precisely 33 seconds long. Devar?
Diablo?
No. Matti?
Heroes of Might and Magic 3, whatever those expansions were.
Okay, now I feel personally attacked.
Okay. Honestly, it's your selection. So if they say the title of Warhammer 40k or Heroes of Might and Magic, there is a 50-50 chance that they will get it right.
I mean, you are not necessarily wrong, but not this time. Aha!
Okay, not this time. So this was The Walking Dead Season 1, the main theme, also known as I Hate You, Telltale, I'll never forgive you.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Telltale games either.
Too many hard choices.
No, there is no, actually it's because they stopped making adventure games that I like, and they started making this.
Interactive stories.
Basically budget David Cage.
Madhog would remember this.
The transitional form between point-and-click adventures and visual novels.
You're giving you're giving too much credit to this.
I mean, at least they're more dignified than hidden object games.
Oh,
okay.
We never bring up the pile of.
You might have touched a nerve there.
Not a nerve, just more like, oh no, that's like really low.
Okay, never mind. So apparently this was a good game series. I wouldn't know. I never played it, and I don't care to do so.
Don't worry. I do not agree with that either. It's not a good game series in my opinion either.
I was tired of The Walking Dead even before it started, because at the time I was completely done with zombie media in general. It was oversaturated by the time the show debuted, which is saying a lot.
Yeah. Anyway,
so track number 5. By the way, do we accept a generic answer for this, Icipall?
Now we accept a generic answer.
Okay, good to know.
But you get my respect if you get the actual title.
Well, you heard that, boys. Get on with it. That's it. Devar?
Castlevania?
No, Danton.
Goonies 2?
What?
No!
Goonies 2? I don't think so, my good sir. Matti?
I do not. I love Goonies, but apparently the video games were shit.
Yes.
Chrysalis.
No. I would have debated with Icipall whether or not to include this in Tier 2 instead of Tier 1. Regardless, the game in question is Double Dragon 2 The Revenge for the Nintendo Entertainment System. This is the title music.
That's why it sounds so familiar.
I would say that because they're still bringing out Double Dragon games, I think they just announced another one in there.
Yeah, they
recently.
did.
So it would be in Tier 1, I feel, because it's in like the
right. Yes.
present subconscious.
Okay,
but I do get that it's debatable.
Is the music from Double Dragon that memorable?
I mean, the title theme, at least from the series, is because especially when it comes to the NES games, Double Dragon 2 is often put on among its best ones, especially when it comes to beat 'em up.
If it would have been the final boss music, I would have recognized it immediately.
It's time for track number 6, and I assume we shall need a precise answer for this one.
You would be correct.
Okay. That was fast, Devar.
It's either Super Mario 2 or Doki Doki Panic.
You will have to pick which
you have to pick and choose, Devar.
They're both the same game because
you have to pick and choose,
Devar.
It's the same game, literally.
Give me Yes.
They are mechanically same game, but they have different characters.
Yeah, that they have the same music and
Okay,
enemies. and
first of
everything.
all,
Anyways.
no, okay, Devar, the music is different, actually.
Oh, is it?
It is! Super Mario Bros. 2 is actually slightly different than Doki Doki in the sense that it's not as hard, or maybe it was harder, I forget, actually.
I'm pretty sure it was then not as hard.
But anyway, this is the character select screen from Super Mario Bros. 2.
Yep, Super Mario Bros. 2.
Which, okay, I get it. We know the story. Everybody knows the godforsaken story. Doki Doki Panic, blah, blah, blah. You know what? It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, these are two different games with similar mechanics. It doesn't matter how the story went or started. At the end of the day, these are two games. Two different games.
I was doing a bit here, so never mind.
Yeah.
Well, I am outbiting you, damn you!
By that logic, any random Mario bootleg could be counted as a Mario game.
If somebody makes Street Fighter 2 and then makes another fighting game that's not Street Fighter 2 but looks a lot like Street Fighter 2 but with different characters, would that be the same game?
You shot yourself into a work, brother.
Who's gonna beat now, eh?
Oh dear.
Okay, moving on from this bit and from this entire segment.
But you did get the point, Devar, so be happy about it.
Yes, you did get the point. I was tempted to not giving you the point because of that bit, but nevertheless. Next one. Oh, by the way, precise answer. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Oh, gee, I wonder. Dantan?
Monkey Island 3?
No.
No.
Damn it.
So sorry.
Good try, though.
Matti.
Pitfall Mayan Adventure.
No!
Matti, are you serious right now? Are you mocking me? Are you making a mockery of this entire show? Of
It
me
is a
personally?
jungly kind music.
Matti, are
he's
you
rebelling.
serious? No, we're not moving on up until Matti. Are you serious right now?
This may be a hard concept for you to understand, but people may not necessarily play the same games as you have.
But this is clearly Monkey Island.
I haven't played those games.
It's
Oh, wow.
it's you've heard this theme thousands of times.
Look, I don't remember anything from these episodes.
I'm going to give you negative points. Devar?
Return to Monkey Island?
Yes.
I thought it might have been that one.
Yes.
The musical instrumentation is...
Yes, if you have a developed ear for Monkey Island music, and you've listened to all the major themes, you will learn to recognize the subtle differences between them. This is specifically their rendition.
I'll do my homework for next time.
This is specifically their rendition for Return to Monkey Island, and I've got to say, I really don't like this version at all. I don't want to hear this subpar MIDI in the year of our Lord 2020 or whenever this game came out. Unacceptable. It tries to emulate the style of the very first theme from the very first game, but it really comes off as a pale imitation.
I enjoy it, but I agree that it's not as good as the original.
Or the third one. Or the second one, or even the fourth one.
Yeah, because the fourth one had, those specialized drums involved.
That's nice.
I am still saying that the fourth one is the worst one.
Okay,
I will say
listen.
yes, I agree with Icipall.
Okay, I'm going to say this. I hate Monkey Combat. That pretty much kills the game. Yes, that's my feelings exactly, and we
Nice.
spent an inordinate amount of time complaining about it. And I also have some misgivings about the continuity in that game, if you care about the continuity in Monkey Island games. For example, spoiler alerts, Herman Toothrot is Grandpa Marley, which makes no sense, and everything around it is nonsensical. But you know what? Up until that point, up until that third act and the monkey combat, Escape from Monkey Island was quite nice, I would say. I was having fun.
It's the worst in the series, but it is not a bad game.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not. It's unfortunately the note by which LucasArts ends its adventure game portfolio.
Probably doesn't help that when it came out at the time, it just looked inferior to many others that were out at the time.
Well,
Yeah, the graphics were very blocky, and the
it came out
controls.
after Curse of Monkey Island, which was very nice looking.
Oh yes.
Yes,
And
it was.
it also came out after Grim Fandango, which was aesthetically superior in every way, and its papier-mâché style calavera skeletons from the Mexican tradition did look right with that blocky polygon early 3D graphics.
Yeah.
It came in the bad time when the 3D polygon graphics really were moving on from the early stages to the woodblock phase of their development before moving into something a bit more lifelike looking.
But I will say that at least it's not Simon the Sorcerer 3D.
Which I played! Yay!
We played it too, didn't we, Devar?
No, I think Simon the Sorcerer 3D was a budget title in many ways.
And I still remember the joke where basically they pretty much break the fourth wall by going, look, we've made so much advances since the second game. Yes, Carol. Oh, well, not Caroline. It's fucking. He basically makes mention of how his hands are now blocky. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Okay, so I will say this. I think that early polygonal blocky graphic is charming.
I'm not envying your editing job.
My editing in this series usually amounts to, this part is too long, cut.
He'll do it in post as he normally does.
Yes. You know what actually was a freaking nightmare to edit? Our tournament episodes. That really kept me up at night.
Not helped by that. Those are always very long.
Very long indeed. I'm going to cut them short from now on. We're doing 16 tracks instead of 32 from now on.
Snip, 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 snip.
Okay. Next track, please. If it's going to start. Precise answer?
We can accept the generic one in this case.
Okay. Devar.
Heroes of Might and Magic.
I feel like I'm being profiled here.
Thus begins the pandering. You're wrong. Danton.
Warhammer 40k, Dawn of War 2.
No. Icipall. 3, 2, 1, Ignition. Icipall, you dug your own grave. Matti.
Kingdoms of Amal Reckoning.
No, Dark Souls 3. Specifically the Soul of Cinder boss battle theme.
This was the final boss of Dark Souls 3.
Good to know. I've never played any of the Souls series beyond Demons.
I think we have gathered that much.
Yeah. Demon Souls was pretty much, played a little bit of it, got bored after a while, and decided to go to other games.
Well, some people here did not appreciate for having a non-combat track from a Dark Souls game previously.
Honestly, it's skill issue.
It's less skill issue for me and more patience and, patience as well as, just being bored by the game.
Patience is a virtue. Virtue is a skill. Hence, a skill issue. I'm joshing. Let's move on to track number 9.
I know. I'm not going to kick you down.
Is this in the 11th commandment of thy must get good in skill issue?
Thou must get good. Dark Souls, 11th commandment.
I mean, people need to just accept that the Souls series games are puzzle games.
Okay, we're not getting into that conversation right now because I can feel the headache coming.
I've heard they're revenge simulators.
Okay, that's a new one.
Well, I have heard that they are a metaphor for capitalism. Moving on. Track number 9. We shall accept a generic answer.
Indeed.
Matthews.
Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
No. Oh yes, I can totally hear it. Chip and Dale. Danton.
Wonder Boy in Monster World?
No. Devar.
Dream Boy Nemo?
No, and also that would be a tier 4 or 5 if you ask me. No. No, okay. This was from Gradius. MSX in parenthesis.
Wow, this is from Gradius?
Beginning of history, stage 1 music.
Yeah, this was from Gradius. Specifically, this was from the MSX version, which was the one that I played a lot.
I never knew there was an MSX version.
Yes,
it
you
was
didn't have
Gradius.
to guess the MSX version or anything else. You just needed to guess the title of the series, which is Gradius.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I wasn't aware there were MSXs in Finland.
Oh, they were. It was Finland was one of those places where it actually was pretty popular as a home computer. That was the weird era of weird computer era when everyone was trying to get on the market and making their own home computers.
Okay, I think it says something that I've never heard of the MSX in my life.
Yeah, it was very popular in Finland and Japan.
Okay, that explains it.
Yeah, because like I said, this was the era when everyone was making their own home computers, since it wasn't anyway standardized. Yes, the IBM, MSX, Ataris and Amigas, Commodores, everything in television, ColecoVision. Everyone wanted to get on that
I
pie.
would argue that ColecoVision and Intellivision are consoles.
We are not having this conversation right now. By the same token, the current Xbox is a PC.
I mean, give a few generations and they might as well be.
Right. Hey, guess what? Track number 10. Do we require a precise answer for this?
This requires a specific answer.
Fair enough.
Because if it was any other piece, any other game in this franchise, it would be tier 3.
You know what? That's fair, but also very confusing for our contestants.
They are big boys. They can live with it.
I've got to say, there was a lot of wind on the set for Terminator that day. And the joke of the night goes to...
What, that's it?
Yes, that's it, unfortunately. It doesn't really change all that much. That's all you're getting. Devar?
Terminator on the Atari?
Sure!
Yes,
with this quality on the Atari.
Most certainly, yes. So I will admit I did not notice the similarities with the Terminator dream previously.
Well, I am glad I noticed them, so that I could make this joke and prepare it hours in advance. Danton?
Alien vs. Predator?
No. Matti?
Flashback?
No. Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon. This is the title theme. New Era.
Okay, I did not know it was going to be an Armored Core game.
Like Icipall postulated, if it were any other game in the series, it would have been tier 3. But this was the 6th one, the last one, which came out last year.
Yes.
And at this point, and it was a big deal, because From Software is now the biggest deal.
Yeah. Yeah, and this was actually one that included also many quality of life choices that made it much more approachable than the previous games in the series.
Approachable in quotation marks, because it is still Armored Core.
It was beautiful. Mwah. And also the fact that it came on PC, so more people could play it. Hello?
I like how everyone went silent.
Well, I muted the microphone because I was drinking water. I did not expect complete radio silence after that. It was a bit awkward.
Yes, give your respectful silences to this masterpiece of a game.
Sure.
Press F to pay respects.
Me. All right, everybody. This joke never gets old, even after 12 years.
Oh no, we all four of us paid respects with F.
I will not. I'm going to be the cool rebel and not pay respect.
Smash the system.
Don't smash the system, those cost a lot. Then what are you going to use to play video games?
Better console?
I guess.
Anyway.
Anyway, where was I?
Let's see, we just did 10.
We finished the tier.
Oh, I'm looking for something specific. There it is. Okay. No, that's not it. Oh, there it is. Well, that was the end of Tier 1, and before we take a look at the current score, let's actually get into...
Bonus round.
We are doing the 1 second challenge,
Ooh,
everybody.
those bonus rounds always sneaking up on you.
Indeed. So, you know the drill. You have 1 second of a track, and you must guess from which game this is. We will demand precise answers for this. Icipall?
Yes.
That was it. Devar?
Mario Kart 64.
Bravo!
And he is correct.
That's 3 points for you.
I shall wear these 3 points with grace and honor.
And speaking of which,
Interesting.
Icipall, please would you mind posting the current score in the chat?
Yes, drum roll, please.
Oh wow, really?
Yes.
I thought Danton had more points.
Nope.
Nope.
Wow. Ooh. Oh wow. And Matti is dead last. What kind of doomed continuity is this?
That's too early to say, guys.
Well, Finland recently had its first year of no medals at Olympics, so it's time for me as well.
Matty
Well,
looks at his row of medals basically across his chest from the previous games.
Matti, maybe if you had more people in Finland, you could possibly have a better chance at winning medals.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's how it works. Right then. All of that space.
I mean,
So-
you can come and move here anytime you want.
I'm sure you will let me live in your home and not pay rent, because moving to another country is a bit expensive, genius.
Yeah.
No, you can move here whenever you want. Sod off, man.
You also have to basically pay your taxes in both countries then.
Cool. It is time for Tier 2, baby.
And who doesn't love a good underdog story?
Yeah. So far, the Super Mario Bros. 2 was the only one that I knew for sure.
Well. Looks like the turns have tabled. Wait.
The changes has tied.
Right. Tier 2 then. Let's begin with this one. Okay, I need answers. I know you were enthralled and everything, but Devar?
No more heroes?
No. I wish. Danton?
Guilty Gear?
No. Matti?
Let it die.
I was sure nobody was going to guess this. This was from Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ah.
0 to hero. So, Icipall, I think you have some explaining to do, because I've seen the animated music video attached to this song. What gives?
This was first of all, this was the music from a promotional music video made for this game, but it is also a track that you can hear in the game itself, so it's pretty brief.
Okay.
And, this was a third-person action game where you play as the Star-Lord from the Guardians of the Galaxy and adventure and fight with the rest of the Guardians. But it has nothing to do with either the comics or the movie universe. This was its very own thing.
Yes, and thank God for that, if I'm being honest. This game was quite recent, and also it's Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, which means under normal circumstances it would be a tier 1 choice, but this song is a bit more tricky to guess, hence why it's tier 2. I'm assuming that's the logic here.
Yeah, and also the fact that the game itself, it wasn't super popular.
Well, I mean, it was relatively popular. It's still Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy.
It was not anything really big like Insomniac Spider-Man.
Yeah, from what I heard, it didn't sell.
It's Spider-Man.
From what I heard, it didn't sell all that well as expected as it would do, but because of various reasons that I'm not going to get into right now, because it would take a very long time to explain.
Right.
Still, it was a good game.
I'm going to say this. In regards to the next track, I am still questioning, why is this in tier 2, Icipall?
Well, I can understand that I was very on the fence that tier 1 or tier 2, tier 1 or tier 2.
Let's compromise and say that we require a precise answer for this.
Yes.
And this was the necessary preamble for the next track you're going to hear, guys. So let's go. And that's it, guys. Answers, now. Danton?
Crusader Kings?
No. Matti?
Europa Universalis?
No.
No. Devar?
Metal Gear?
No.
What?
What are you drinking?
This was the main theme from Dragon Age 2.
Guess I was right about putting it on tier 2. Guess I should have put it on tier 3.
Well, you must agree that this main theme isn't really all that special or memorable. It is quite generic. Quite a generic fantasy game menu theme.
Also, I never played any of the Dragon Age games.
Yes, but well, that's besides the point. Right. Okay. Let's move on to track number 3.
This'll be fun.
Whatever this is. That was quick, Devar.
Crash Bandicoot Time Warped?
No, that was from
No.
my previous list.
Oh, right.
Matti.
Is it Crash Bandicoot 2?
No.
No.
Danton.
I'm gonna go Twin Sanity.
No, this...
No.
Okay, so here's the thing. You were all correct about the franchise, as always, but none of you actually guessed the right precise game. This is Crash Bash. I have no idea what that is, but apparently it apparently it
Crash
exists.
Bash like the Mario Party, but bad.
Is it?
I'm not sure if I would say it bad, but it was basically Mario Party, but with Crash Bandicoot. The last PlayStation 1 Crash Bandicoot game.
Yes, you see, I have never heard about this one. And I don't think I'm the only one. I know about the racing spin-off, but this one is completely new to me, to the point, in fact, that if Tier 3 wasn't already stuck, I would have suggested to put this in Tier 3.
I did strongly consider putting it on Tier 3, but I thought about that you can clearly hear that this is Crash Bandicoot game, so I decided to put it on Tier 2 instead.
Yes, but nobody in their right mind would have ever guessed the Crash Bash.
I know, Crash Bash would be low priority answer for me. And I know about Crash Bash.
Oh, nice. Interesting.
Yeah, because we had a demo disc.
Oh, you too!
Yes! We had remember demo discs on PS1?
Yeah,
I remember demo discs.
That's exactly where I played Crash Bash with my friend, because she was the one with the demo disc.
Oh.
You know, it's thanks to demo discs that I played games such as Enclave and Santa Claus in Trouble.
And Worms 3D.
And Worms 3D.
I just want to tell you, Madhog, that we are still here for you.
I appreciate the camaraderie.
We grandied it, guys!
Yes, you did! Congratulations! Moving on to track number 4. And I will admit that this one is a bit of a doozy. This is not Asterix and Obelix XXL, by the way. Yes, that's about it. Okay, you might as well get your wrong answers now. Davar?
Overlord?
No, Dante.
Interesting try, though.
Ren and Stimpy.
No.
Nani?
Nani the hell, Matti?
Bard's Tale 2004.
No, okay, so believe it or not, and I too was very confused, it's from Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. The song is titled Sugan Esena.
I've never played that game.
I think that was the trick, right? That was the challenge, because this is not the kind of song you would associate with Star Wars in any way. It is not Jizz, and it is not John Williams-like. So...
this is going to require some explaining, because...
Please do.
First, originally, when I thought about what Star Wars game I want to put on the list, I was thinking about I wanted to put either Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast, or Jedi Academy. But when I went through their OSTs, I realized this is all just music from the movies. There is not a single original track here.
Yep.
God damn it.
And then I would get a copyright strike, so good thinking.
And that's when I went to the Jedi here, the newer Jedi series. It was fine, but nothing really that stood out to me except for the Sugan Esena, and it was such a surprise track for a Star Wars game, so let's put it here.
It is certainly doing something to the ear, let me tell you.
What was the game again?
It was Fallen Order, which is the Souls-like Star Wars game that came out last year.
Oh. Not last year, that was the sequel that came out last year.
Oh, forgive me. Okay.
Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. And what you just heard was genuine Mongolian throat singing. even though the lyrics themselves are completely fake language.
It would have been weird to have Mongolian canonically existing in the Star Wars universe. But then again, everybody speaks English, so what do I know?
Excuse me, that's Galactic Basic.
No,
I
it's
always
English.
wondered what was
Tell that
humanity's...
to the Rhodians and all the other aliens that
Yeah.
speak different languages.
I've always wondered what's
but once
humanity's...
again, the common tongue, the international language is English, because it is the language of the Empire.
Quickly answer me, what's humanity's home planet called in Star Wars universe?
The short answer is that it is not known, but it is assumed to be most likely to be Coruscant.
Well, actually, it is pronounced Coruscant.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Can we just continue, please?
Okay, moving on.
I've always thought it was Coruscant.
Yes, it is, because it is.
Stop it!
It is Coruscant.
Okay, truck number 5, guys. Here we go. That was fast. Devar?
Tiny Toons on the NES.
I mean, obviously, listen.
Damn, he got it completely correct.
Well, listen, this actually... Okay, so here's the thing. In the original version of this list, Icipall had the absolute audacity to put this track on tier 3.
What?
In my defense, who has played the Tiny Toon games?
Tiny Toons has a very well-known theme song, and there was a recent show as well to remind us of that theme
One of
song.
my friends had Tiny Toons, I played some of it.
Wait, there was a recent show?
Yes.
I
Tiny
did not
Toons
actually know that.
University.
All right, I think I've heard of that one.
The point is, everybody remembers the tune of Tiny Toons. And this is just that, but 8-bit.
Also, I played a lot of Tiny Toon games, including my favorite, the Super Nintendo game of Buster Bust Loose.
So if we are being perfectly honest, this one should have been a tier 1 choice, and then we should have moved something else into tier 2, but by the time I pointed that out, I could not be bothered to change this any longer.
Well, I'm willing to stand by that this is a tier 2 with requiring a specific answer, which Devar got with saying that this was the NES game. The full title of the game is Tiny Toon Adventures, and this was the Stage 1 team.
Yes, it was. Okay. We're tiny, we're toony, we're little loony. It's track number 6. Danton?
My gut says House of the Dead Overkill.
Oh, wow!
Wow! Your gut is very on point tonight, because
Give
the answer is correct.
Yeah, give your gut something nice tonight.
Yay!
Well, actually, I have to say, the answer you've given me, Icipall, is the Typing of the Dead Overkill / the House of the Dead Overkill.
Yes, because it is the House of the Dead Overkill, but it got later an updated and upgraded re-release as the Typing of the Dead Overkill, which added, among other things, an alternate version of the campaign, some extra content, extra stuff to unlock, and the possibility of, instead of playing it as a light gun game, you can play it as Typing of the Dead 2, as every to kill the zombies, you need to type words that appear on them.
Yeah, I remember typing of the dead on the Dreamcast.
Meanwhile, I was about to guess No One Lives Forever on the PC.
You should have just guessed Heroes of Might and Magic, as always.
Well, it sounded like very spy-like music for a moment.
Now, let's get to track number 7. Matti.
Homeworld?
No. Wow! Homeworld! Devar?
Heroes of Might and Magic 5!
No!
I already had that one.
Danton?
Heroes of Might and Magic 6?
So, was it the right answer? Did he get it right?
Okay, the right answer was Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Because if it's not one, it's the other.
Damn, so close.
Semper Servientes, main menu music.
Damn it, we lost to the 50-50.
I knew this would happen. Icipall, as I said, you've dug your own grave.
Well, it is a grave filled with many good games, so who's the real winner here?
Well, clearly not them, because they are not guessing correctly. Okay. Track number 8. Let's go. Do we need a precise answer, Icipall?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
And the girls inside your little red dress made it hard for me not to stare. I said, what am I supposed to do? I couldn't wait to gotta make love to you. I said, she is the one for me.
Okay, this is a very gross song, The Bar.
Mario Sex Odyssey!
I think Devar just gave up.
Danton.
Sonic and the bad breakup with Amy?
I think
They
Dandan just gave up.
They were never together in the first place. Matti.
Twisted Metal 2.
This is a real answer, but it's not the correct one. This is...
But it's closer than you might think.
It is Grand Theft Auto 2! Holding It Out For You is the title of the song.
Wow.
Sticky Fingers is the singer, apparently.
The
Wow.
fictional...
I assumed that was the case.
Wow,
Yeah.
it's the Grand Theft Auto game that me and Danton skipped over.
Everybody skipped over the first two.
I didn't. This was my first Grand Theft Auto game, and I played it a lot as a kid with my friend.
Yeah, me and Danton played the first one a lot. Just to mess around in it, because it felt like you could do a lot in the game.
Yes. Get in
It
the
is
car
Quite
and...
revolutionary for the time.
It is weird to go back to a time where Rockstar was a no-name company. They did not have all the money in the world to license the songs, so they would make original songs for the radios.
Yeah, this was it was interesting going through the OST for Grand Theft Auto 2 because originally
And
I
find
wanted
something that was not copyrighted.
because originally I wanted to put the main theme song, which was actual song from an actual real life band called Short Change by E-Z Rollers, but every version of that was content ID'd to hell and back. So I went to digging into the actual music in the game itself, only to realize that the only music in the game were the radio stations. So I tried to pick up something that sounded like Grand Theft Auto.
Right.
Which I apparently failed.
When he presented the list to me, the first thing I asked him to do was to check if any of the tracks had content ID into them. I taught him how to check for content ID.
And thank you for that.
You're welcome, for videos on YouTube. So then he reworked the list, and now hopefully I don't get anything that gets a content ID.
I can do a cappella cover if needed.
Or you can do as I taught you. Time for track number 9. Devar.
Is it Silent Hill 3?
No, it's not. I love you still, but it's not.
Does it sound oddly similar?
I wholeheartedly disagree.
Yeah, to me it sounds similar to 28 Days Later.
Okay, less speculating and more guessing, please. We're done. Danton.
Project Zomboid?
No. Matti.
Left 4 Dead.
No, Metro Exodus. Premonition, the main menu theme. Lots of menu themes in tonight's selection, I've noticed.
Yeah, that's just how I do it, because when I choose a track, I try to choose something that would be most recognizable from the game, which usually means either main menu theme or intro theme.
Fair enough. So yes, Metro Exodus. I don't know which one of the Metro games this is.
That's the third one, and the latest one.
Okay.
And if I recall correctly from my first list, I am the only one here who has played the Metro series.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Danton has read the books.
Oh. Fascinating.
I know a bit about the book, but I've never read them.
Ah, okay.
Never mind. Illiterate.
For a moment, it almost sounded like Madhog was starting to respect you.
I am joshing around here.
So am I.
Speaking of latest in anything, track number 10, smooth segue of tier 2. Let's go. Answers, please. Matti?
Halo 4.
No, Devar.
Heroes of Might and Magic 5.
You know there are other Heroes of Might and Magic games.
It
You
sounds
know
similar to. It sounds similar. Okay.
No.
What?
No. Completely
will come-
different mood.
Devar, I will come over there and give your ears a good cleaning because they seem to desperately need them.
Dun.
Here's a Might of Magic 6.
Why are you giving me the same exact answers as before?
Because I can't think of anything else it could be, even though I think I've heard the music before.
It's
Well,
okay.
it is not, and Dantan is going to feel very sorry about soon when she hears.
The reason why you might have heard this one before, it is because it's from Last Train Home.
Okay.
This is the intro theme, titled The Great War is Over. I don't know anything about Last Train Home personally, but I'm assuming, judging by context clues, that it's a sort of a mood piece about the end of the First World War and soldiers coming back home reflecting on what they went through.
Sort of. It is loosely based on a true story about the Czechoslovak Foreign Legion that during the First World War fought with the Russians against the Germans and their allies. But after the war was over and the Soviet Union was formed and the Russian Empire fell, leading to the birth of a lot of new independent countries in the Eastern Europe, including Czechoslovakia. And
they wouldn't last long.
And this is the story of that Foreign Legion and their trip to the east of Russia to get to Vladivostok so that they can take ships there to get to their new republic, while Russia is quickly falling into civil war following the end of the First World War.
A lot happened between 1917 and 1918 in Russia, let me tell you. Multiple attempts at creating a new form of government after the deposition and execution of the Romanovs.
So this game was a very good look into that time period and the journey of the Czechoslovak Foreign Legion.
It's fascinating how fast history was moving between the First War and the Second War. Entire countries were being formed in Eastern Europe, and just as quickly they were being overtaken by the Russians, and then the Nazis, and then the Russians again.
Very tumultuous times.
Yes, It sucks. Anyway, the war in Ukraine is still going on, by the way. Now, let's get to...
Bonus round.
It is time for another vocal challenge. You will be doing impressions, or so help me God.
Impression of what, then?
Impression of what, indeed. Icipall, would you do the honors?
Well, the impression that you are about to hear and that you will have to try to mimic to your best ability will be coming from Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War 2, the Retribution expansion to be specific.
Who could have ever seen that coming?
Oh boy!
So, I am going to play the clip that you are going to be mimicking, so to speak. And I will be playing it for as long and for as many times as you need me to. But get ready. Here it is.
It ain't like I can hide into lava. Mork knows I ain't trying that trick again.
What?
Okay, so
It's an orc.
It's obviously an orc speaking in a very crunchy, highly compressed Cockney accent. But
That's
yes, I have the line right here, which I'm going to read to you. It ain't like I can hides in the lava. Mork knows I ain't trying that trick again. That's the line, he says.
Want me to put that line in the chat?
Yes, please.
It might be helpful,
I would
please.
prefer it that way.
There it is. Now, I am going to play it a second time.
It ain't like I can hide into lava. Mook knows I ain't trying that trick again.
Is it clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Right,
Okay.
boss.
Let's start with you, Devar.
Oh god, orcs have never been my strong suit. I'll try.
Before we go into that, let's go over just how many points they can win from this.
Right. As we established last time, if you, depending on the quality of your performance, you will be awarded points accordingly. 3 points for the best performance, 1 point for the worst performance, 2 points for the middling one.
Well, I'll be shining up that single point for me then.
Okay, I'm going to play. I'm going to play the clip again.
It ain't like I can hide into lava. Mook knows I ain't trying that trick again.
So, Devar, are you ready?
I'll try. Let's see.
It ain't like I can hide in the lava. Mook knows I ain't trying that trick again.
Solid. Danton?
It ain't like I can hide in the lava. Mook knows I ain't trying that trick again.
Not bad. Matti?
It ain't like I can hide in the lava. Mook knows I ain't trying that trick again.
Okay, maybe you were incredibly disadvantaged by the kind of accent, but you put in the right energy, and that has to count for something. Now we have to appoint, well, the points, for lack of a better term. I think I liked Danton the most. Icipall, what do you think?
Well, I'd have to give the one that I like the most to Devar, actually.
Wow. Okay.
I like because, while this is an orc speaking, and we know them to be, they are usually very bolsterous and loud. This is a surprisingly subtle and quiet performance, and I think Devar brought that for the fourth the best.
Okay, I'm going to agree with you. So, how about this? 3 points for Devar.
Yes.
2 points for Danton.
I would be in completely agreement with you.
And unfortunately, I have to give 1 point to Matti.
You tried, Matti.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Actually, you know what? I'm going to bump that to 2 points because, once again, he had the clear handicap of the accent, but he put in the right energy for the role, if you ask me. So I'm going to bump that up to 2 points.
I accept pity points.
I am in agreement.
Okay, so 3 points for Devar and 2 points for both Matti and Danton. So can you update us with the score, Icipall?
Coming right up.
Well then. Interesting.
Yes, it is a very interesting...
very interesting.
I don't recall the last time you did so poorly, Matti.
Yeah.
I think the answer is never.
I think, no, the last time he was doing unwell was with your selection, actually. But never to this degree.
Yes, that's what I was thinking as well.
Watch it, Matti will get some bangers out.
Wait, am I Matti's kryptonite?
I think you might be.
Your selection tend to be a bit more on the genres that I don't usually dwell in. Those kind of tragedy stuff.
That's
tragedy stuff?
Strategy.
Oh, strategy. Okay.
It can be a tragedy sometimes.
It's a tragedy for him right now.
Tragedy. You can't go on, it's tragedy.
Try playing battle mages.
Oh.
Okay, well, speaking of tragedies and impending tragedies at that, it's time for Tier 3. Actually, I disagree with one selection in Tier 3, but...
We'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
I think we're going to have an easy time, guys.
I love your optimism.
Well, it's just the way you laugh.
Oh, dear.
I knew
That
this
was-
would happen too.
That was actually genuine cough.
You know what happened? I heard you cough, and I decided I'm going to try and match his energy. So I started coughing on purpose. And then I gave myself an hiccup.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It sounded
Hold
like
on
a
a second.
1930s cartoon.
Just remind
character.
yourself you're not a fish and that you do not need to breathe underwater.
Bob?
The way you phrased it sounded like I can breathe underwater, but I'm choosing not to.
I don't know, maybe Dantan wants to sell you these new, nice cement shoes.
The cement is the liquid. The concrete is when it's solid.
Then
I
why are they
think.
called cement shoes?
They are called concrete shoes.
They're the souls of my existence.
Okay,
Can we
let's...
carry on?
Yes,
Go on.
please. Okay, track number 1. Feast your ears on this one. Matti.
Xenosaka tu das Susra.
No, but I appreciate the effort in pronouncing Zach. Das spoke Zarathustra in its native language. No, it's not. Davar?
White Knight Chronicles?
Interesting
No.
choice, but unfortunately no.
We're done. Danton.
Artonalika?
The language is not made up enough for our Tonelico. Anyway, this is Fuga, Melodies of Steel 2! The main theme.
Wherever the wind takes us.
Because if it's not Warhammer 40k or Might and Magic, it is Fuga, Melodies of Steel.
What can I say? I really love this series. And well, I have to thank you, Madhog, for introducing me to it.
Oh, you're welcome. I like the game very much. I hate the second one with the passion of several burning stars. For reasons I don't have the time, the patience, or the energy to get into it.
I think it's better gameplay-wise. As for
Fair
the
enough.
story, I like the first one more.
Now,
Next one, please.
and we are out of time. Guys?
Oh,
Davar?
you
Wait.
almost lost points.
Oh, Matti.
Matti.
Ghost of Tsushima.
No. Davar?
Metal Gear Rising Revengeance?
No. Dante.
What?
Musashi Samurai Legend for the PS2.
No, this is...
I mean, that at least would fit on tier 3.
Yes, indeed. Hand of Fate. The title of the track is Deal of the Millennia.
Don't worry, I don't hold it against any of you of not recognizing it.
What is Hand of Fate? Icipall, I was about to ask.
It is a kind of interesting indie title of this sort of a mixture of this roguelike choose your own adventure with a hint of a card game. You are playing as a nameless hero, moving on a quote-unquote game board made out of cards. And when you step on a card, it turns around and it might have something like, ooh, you found 10 gold. You found 5 units of food. Oh no, a band of brigands is attacking you. Oh, you found an artifact. Oh, there's an event. You are in a tavern and get a goblin who promises to give you a reward for few gold coins.
Okay, I get... Yes, no, I remember it now. I know what that game is.
You know about it?
Yes, I've seen it around for a spell. It was played by a couple of people for a couple of minutes and then promptly forgotten. Okay, so this next one, I would have debated whether to put it on tier 2. Given...
I can understand that.
But anyway, so let's play this one. And that's that. Devar.
Beetlejuice for NES?
Beetlejuice for NES? Really? No.
Beetlejuice for NES?
No. Matti.
One more time.
Monster Party for NES.
No.
No.
No. Did everybody answer?
Danton
hasn't.
Oh, I think I skipped him by accident. Danton?
7 Days a Skeptic?
Wow, that's one for the real gamers. No. No, it's not the Yahtzee game. It's Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon. The title theme.
Yeah, it's the 2D 8-bit basically version of it, basically.
It is
very similar to Castlevania.
It is technically the predecessor to Ritual of the Night.
Though, yeah, this was one of the stretch goals for the original Kickstarter for Ritual of the Night.
Yeah, it takes its style after the one where you could choose between allotted, the pirate, and
that'd be number 3.
Cypher. Yeah.
Yeah, it was intentionally made in the style of the NES Castlevania, so the Curse of the Moon has story-wise nothing to do with the Ritual of the Night.
I hear there's going to be a sequel to Ritual of the Night. I, for one, am invested.
Yeah, Curse of the Moon actually did also get a sequel.
I don't care about Curse of the Moon. I want my Symphony of the Night like, not my Castlevania free like. Thank you very much.
That's fair.
Time for track number 4, and this one is a bit diabolical, I must say. I also cannot explain what it is exactly.
Let's hear it.
And it's done. Matti.
In Stars and Time.
I knew you were going to guess it. I knew it. I just felt it in my bones. I told you so, Icipall. I told you.
I know, and I was ready to carry that burden.
And it's impressive too, because you have not come across this track yet, Matti.
Oh, I got it right?
You did.
Yes.
This is technically spoilers, so I will not expand on what the track is.
This is from In Stars and Time.
Yes, I know you were playing it right now, but you were yet to arrive at a certain point in the game.
Yeah,
you have just started, so...
I just beat the king for the first time.
Oh, you're that early.
Yeah.
I told you he's been streaming the game every Sunday.
6:30 p.m.
Yes, well, come watch Gabriel Medicus is Ghost Tuber playing in Stars and Time every Sunday at the time he just said. Finish time, by the way.
Yes.
You know, if you guess another one in tier 3, you might just win again.
We shall see. Oh,
we
yes.
shall see.
We shall see.
Imagine. What a comeback. Imagine that.
It sounded very similar to that King's battle theme.
Right then. Let's get to track number 5. Okay, and that's it. Devar.
Stellar Blade.
No, Danton.
Halo, the strategy game.
No, it is not Halo Wars.
Matti.
1000X Resist.
No, this is from the XCOM spin-off, Chimera Squad.
Yup.
I've not
Title
played
of
that
the
one.
track is Welcome to City 31. I hate that you play as cops in this game, but I love that you play as the sexy snake people. That you have that option at least.
You can pick one of the member of the Viper race as one of your operatives.
Honestly, about time they made a game like that. I hate that they are cops, but I guess that's a compromise that we can have.
Yeah, you basically play as a special counter-terrorist unit in City 31 after the events of XCOM 2 with the alien overlords, the Ethereals have been defeated, and now, well, humanity and the former slave races of the Ethereals are trying to live together and coexist on Earth. It starts with the assassination of the city's mayor, who was a hybrid. Basically a slave soldier created by mixing a human and alien
Hold on.
DNA. Yes.
Okay, I am immediately disappointed because when you said hybrid, I instantly assumed, oh, so humans and the snake can fuck.
I'm not sure about the biological compatibility between the snake people and mammals.
You know what Professor Ian Malcolm always says? Love, life finds a way. You know?
If there's a hole, there's a goal.
I mean, don't snake females have 2 holes since snake males have 2 peni?
Okay, so I was not expecting to go this deep into the
Anatomy.
Snake anatomy, but since we are talking about it, copulate by essentially rubbing on each other. Their entire skin and body is an erogenous zone.
I know that they wrap around each other, but I do not know about their erogenous zones.
Hey, remember the snake orgy scene from Anaconda?
Is that the one with the giant snake that at one point swallows a guy and then vomits him out partially digested?
The guy was John Voight, and the answer is yes, and that was criminally cut in some television runs.
Then I've seen a part of that movie. I remember that scene.
Anyway, no, they actually cut the part in which he gets bored with a first-person camera, but they kept the part in which he gets spat out. So they had their priorities straight.
I mean, we don't kink shame here.
Obviously we don't. We've been talking about snake sex with humans specifically. But I mean, we could go on and on and on. Let's just get to the next track.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's
as fun as this is, legitimately, let's move on. Track number 6. Precise answers only. Devar.
Medieval?
No. Matti.
Dungeon Siege 3?
No. Danton.
Heroes of Might and Magic 6?
No.
No, but you were close.
Dark Messiah of Might and Magic. Of course, the one time in which you don't give me token Might and Magic answers is the time in which we have an actual Might and Magic game.
What Might and Magic game it was again?
Dark Messiah of
yeah.
Might and Magic, which I guess it sounds like a spin-off of a spin-off.
Well, technically it is the... Okay, this gets very confusing because it's technically part of the mainline Might and Magic series. Just the first one of its kind taking part in the Ashan timeline and came out about the same time as the Heroes of Might and Magic 5. It was a first-person action game where gamers alike known as the kicking simulator.
The kicking simulator sounds about right.
Yeah, because it was one of the first games to utilize the Valve's Source engine outside of Valve's own games, so it came with the full-blown physics simulation. So it took a massive advantage of that by doing its best to give you capabilities to use the environment against your enemies. It's also led to there being a lot of spikes based on a lot of the walls, so where you could kick your enemies, or you could kick them off the ledges, or you could kick them into campfires, or you could freeze the ground and kick them into the ice so that they would slip and fall.
Sounds like a million laughs.
It was.
Right then, Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, and you can hear the souls leaving the bodies of Devar and Danton, respectively.
Your soul is mine.
Hey, leave some for me.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, but I'm so terribly sorry, but you cannot do the voice justice.
Your soul is mine.
Your soul is mine.
Your soul is mine, Liu Kang.
Is that your best?
Yeah.
Track number 7. Okay. Tantan.
Gangsters 2, Organized Crime?
No. The VAR?
Another World?
No.
Greedfall 2.
You have to wait for me to call your name, and also no. Greedfall does not have a sequel.
It does.
It does?
Well, it just recently came into early access, so it's not like it's fully out yet.
Oh, well, good. I can continue not caring then. Wasn't a big fan of the first one for many reasons.
I liked it.
I mean, sure, if you miss Dragon Age 2 that much. Okay, so this was Mutant Year Zero, Road to Eden. Now, I must preface by saying that I've seen the cover art that was included in the video for this track, and it showed a woman, a pigman, and Daffy Duck.
Yeah, I do remember seeing screenshots of that game.
Well, actually, I should say the horrible, bad CGI model of Daffy Duck for his live-action debut that they had to rework 1 year before the release of the film. That's what I would describe that duck model. What is Mutant Year Zero, Icipall, and should I know about it?
The game itself is a turn-based strategy a la XCOM, and it's based on the Mutant Year Zero tabletop role-playing game.
Okay.
Basically, it's a post-apocalyptic Earth where all those where mutations run rampant.
I'm sorry, you're talking about mutations and animal people and the post-apocalyptic future, and maybe I have a severe case of brain rot, but the first thing that comes to mind is Mutant Rampage Body Slam!
I can understand that.
It's a mutant! These naturals must be on some kind of pill! There's no way they would defeat them!
Yeah, every playable character in the game is a mutant of some sort.
That sounds incredibly cool. If it wasn't the XCOM kind of strategy game, I would love to play it.
Sounds like a skill issue.
What a story, Icipall. Is there a demo for this?
I'm not sure. You'd have to check the Steam page.
Because I would, if there is a demo, at least try it to see if it suits my tastes. The idea of playing as a bunch of cartoon animals in a post-apocalyptic setting is very appealing to me.
Yeah, there is more characters than the 3 on the cover.
I sure hope so. Some sexy snakes, perhaps?
Sorry, no snakes.
Oh well.
There is a sexy fox.
What's the title of that game again?
Mutant Year Zero, Road to Eden. Why don't you type it in chat, Icipall?
All right.
We are very horny on Maine tonight.
No, I just thought it'd be funny to ask after he said "sexy fox." Just to be
sure.
I can confirm there is a demo you can download on the Steam page.
Okay, I wonder if it works on my Steam Deck. I'm going to try that.
I mean, it's not exactly a power-hungry game, so it should...
No, it's not a matter of graphics. The Steam Deck can pretty much run anything. It's a matter of, is it well calibrated for the machine? Because oftentimes you have games that they work with such an interface that it does not translate well to what you have available on the portable console. That's what I meant. Anyway,
okay.
Moving on to track number 8 specifically. I don't want to hear this track ever again for the rest of my life.
Wow.
Okay,
That
guesses.
loop.
The VAR?
Run Saber.
No. Danton?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
No. Matti?
Arctelar 2.
No. This is the Punisher arcade game.
Wow, I did not expect such a game to.
It got
Have
released on
to-
the collection recently, right?
Yes, it was. In the
This is
Capcom
the-
Fighting Game Collection.
The
one.
reason why this is so repetitive, it is because it is the player select screen. And I don't think they expect you to stand still on that screen for long, I suspect. Anyway, there was the sound included of a coin being inserted in the machine in this track, but at the request of Icipall, I cut it out. I almost
Yeah.
wished I left it in because at least it gave this thing a bit of personality.
Yeah, I thought that it would be kind of not precisely part of the track, but more of a sound effect before it. So I decided it would probably be better to cut it off.
Sure. Anyway, track number 9. That's it, guys. The VAR.
Post-apocalyptic scenario in 29?
Danton.
Helldivers, the first one.
No.
Oh, right.
Matti, for the love of...
Lorelei and the Laser Eyes.
No.
What?
No, Lorelei and... That sounds like a game like Lighting Cube Sector, judging by the title alone.
It came
It's
recently. I had to look from my magazines the right name of the game.
Right, so no, the title of the game is Reverse Collapse, Codename Bakery? Icipall, answers now.
Oh,
Explain.
What is there to explain? I think it's very clear. I don't know, but it's Reverse Collapse Codename Bakery. It's a turn-based strategy RPG.
Uh-huh.
It's actually a remake from Codename Bakery Girl, which was the first game by Team Micah, who later made the Girls Frontline game. And actually,
So let me get this straight. This is a Girl Scout strategy game?
No. First there was the
Icipall.
zombie apocalypse, then there was a meteorite, and then there was the AI revolution.
Icipall,
Yes.
I want to know why it has bakery in the title.
Oh, that's because that is the name of the special operation that the main character is taking part in, of infiltrating an enemy nation and finding the code name Bakery and extracting her.
Okay. This is a comedy game, right?
No.
Then why is it named the codename Bakery? I'm thinking about cookies and cakes.
I do not know. It is never given an answer why exactly it is called Bakery.
The Great British Cook-Off, I'm thinking.
Those cute girls.
I was thinking about Girl Scouts when you mentioned the Girl Frontline or whatever it is you said. This is...
Well, that's some hardcore. That would be some hardcore Girl Scouts.
Well, Girl Scouts are hardcore as far as I know. Okay, it's time for truck number 10. Are you ready, boys? No, you're not ready. Let's go.
Since when?
Okay, then. I'm still waiting. I'm waiting. Danton.
Valkyria Chronicles 3 for the PSP.
Nah.
Nope.
Nah.
Who's Trito?
Matti.
Las Pusella Tactics.
No.
You skipped over Devar.
Did I? Oh. Okay. Devar?
Hi to the Gotoku on the DS.
No, it's not that word salad you just vomited on my face.
Hayate no go toku. It's several syllables.
It's
What
the
I
English
asked-
title. The English title is Hayate the Combat Butler.
Okay, what I actually heard from you is Ayakatananaraba. That's what I heard from you.
Hi.
Anyway, so you will never guess what this was. Why?
What?
Fate / Samurai Remnant. Because if it's not Warhammer 40k or Might and Magic, it's a Fate Stay Night spin-off or game.
Haha. And you were thinking there wouldn't be one. Haha. I win.
Aha!
Oh, I win.
Sound like a fucking Speed Racer episode. Aha!
Ha ha! Oh.
I've won. No, that's what you think. Aha!
Ha
Completely
Okay.
accidental. I have never watched any Speed Racer.
Everyone talks really fast.
Well, in the English dub, at least they do. It wasn't really an issue with the Italian dub. It's just a peculiarity of the English dub, trying desperately to match the energy of the delivery of the Japanese performances, which were habitually very fast, and for a good reason. The reason why you watch those old Showa era cartoons from the 60s, and every character is speaking and talking a mile a minute. It is because, as it was the practice at the time, the horrible, long-standing practice of anime dubbing or voice casting, first they made the animation, and then the actors would have to sync their performances with the speed of the already existing animation. Hence why they talk so fast. And the English dub hilariously attempted to match that energy, hence why it's ridiculous. Yes, they used to do that. In fact, you can thank Osamu Tezuka for pretty much ensuring that the anime industry will become this monstrous, exploitative, literally killing machine. It's bad, guys. It's especially bad now, let me tell you. But anyway, so that, going back to the original point, that was Fate / Samurai Remnant. And
You don't,
that was the...
you don't have to say the slash. It's quiet.
Oh, but I must! I simply must say the slash. Fate slash Samurai Remnant, which was track number 10 on tier 3. Listen, I am one of those jerk faces that says XXX holic. Okay?
I mean, I say that too.
Fuck you, that's why.
Same.
Icipall, show us the score, if you please.
I hope you are prepared.
Fascinating. So unless one of you will be able to guess the final boss, Devar has this one in the bag. The worst is behind you. Now all you have to do is wait for them to never guess the final boss, not even in a million years.
And then they guess it.
So let's go.
This is the final battle.
It's still funny. Okay, so you know the rules. We're going to play a minute of this track and we're going to loop it back for as many times as you need. You each have 3 chances to answer correctly. If you can't, then it's all over.
Madhog,
Yes.
do you think in the sake of fairness we should give them a hint? The information I put in the brackets in the list without giving out any of the names in it.
Okay, so why don't we give them Alf a hint? I think we might be giving them too much information otherwise. This is still the final boss after all.
Maybe do it on the second one if we can't guess it on the first.
Yes, that seems fair.
Okay, if they can't guess it on the first 3 tries, they get another try with a hint.
Okay. In that case, let's get started. 3, 2, 1. Matti.
Daikatana, the Game Boy Color port.
There was a Game Boy Color port for Daikatana?
Yeah, it was.
John Romero is giving its ROM for free on his website.
I think I need to get up so that I can sit down.
I am morbidly curious now.
It's basically, think of it like if it's a Legend of Zelda game instead of a first-person shooter.
Well, I cannot even begin to fathom a first-person shooter on the Game Boy Color.
Yeah, that's why they made it into a Legend of Zelda-like game.
It's okay. I bet it's
which
better
one?
than... We were talking about Daikatana here.
I meant which Legend of Zelda, like are we talking about something, A Link to the Past, Legend of Zelda 2?
It's sort of top-down, sort of looking down on a map sort of thing, so it's sort of like Link to the Past sort of style.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway. Danton.
Dick Tracy?
No. Devar?
Doraemon?
No. Okay, so you each used up your first answer, which means it's time to give you a bit of a hint. Not all of the hint, just a little bit of it. So, funnily enough, Matti brought up the Game Boy Color earlier, and this is indeed the version of a game that was ported for the Game Boy Color. Right, Icipall?
Yes, that is true.
That is the first half of the hint I'm giving
And
you.
sometimes I have to need to give you a lecture on how to make a difference between NES 8-bit sound and Game Boy 8-bit sound.
I can recognize it. Don't give to me the lesson. I can recognize it. Right, so yes, Game Boy Color. This is definitely the familiar beep boop of the Game Boy Color, so to speak.
Yeah.
But the game was not originally for the Game Boy Color. Danton.
Is it Batman?
Batman what?
Return of the Joker. I'm just going to say that at random.
Well, no, it's not a Batman game at all.
Okay.
We can give you that much.
Oh, by the way, I was thinking, since we're giving out hints for every time you do not get it right, I'm going to deduct a couple of points for every hint we give you. So right now, we went from a full 10 points to just 8. That's what I'm going to do from now on. Devar.
Heroes of Might and Magic on Game Boy Color?
I will come over and strangle you.
Was there not a port for the Game Boy Color?
No, there was a Might and Magic Clash of Heroes on DS. It was an original game.
Okay. So that was your second chance, Devar? Okay, we are going to start again, I suppose.
The Land Before Time for Game Boy Color.
No. Okay, so you are at a crossroads now. I could give you a hint, but it will cost you 2 points from the total points that you were going to win from this challenge. Or I can just play the track again and not give you any hints. What will it be?
Well, whoever gets it right will actually win, so it wouldn't make any difference.
Yeah, because we'd get 12.
I recommend taking the hint.
Let's take a hint.
Yeah.
I'll take the hint.
Right, so the second hint I'm going to give you is that the original game was for Windows 3.0. I have one last final hint to give you, but that will cost you 2 more additional points.
And then no one would win. Except for Devar.
Exactly, so that's the risk. That's the risk you're running.
I think we should take the hit, guys.
There's only 950 games for Game Boy Color. It has to be one of these on the list.
Did you not listen to the second hint I just gave you, Matti?
Yeah, I think I believe he did.
That it was originally on the
Windows 3.0.
Yes, Windows 3.0.
And how many games do you know for Windows 3.0?
Hold on.
No, don't, no, Matti, I'm going to disqualify you, Matti.
Oh, okay.
Matti.
Fine, I only use the Game Boy Color list then.
Matti, no, Matti, you can't do that. That's illegal. I'm going to disqualify you if you do this. From now on, you can't do this. Okay?
Yeah, I can start Google names.
Matti, that's cheating! You have to keep your focus on the game. You can't have a list of freaking titles on the side. If all contestants on game show would do that, it wouldn't be much of a show.
And the answer to how many games there are for Windows 3.0 is 2,126.
Oh boy, that's a bit more than I expected. Okay.
Well, the last...
You have one final shot, unless you want the hint.
No, because I'd lose.
Matti.
Zany Space Golf.
No. You're out.
Yeah.
Devar.
Face Smash?
No. Tantan, you're the only one who hasn't answered yet. So take your time. I can give you half of a hint for 1 point. Which would...
Then I'd draw with Devar.
I do happen to have a tiebreaker, though. If that happens.
That's
a tiebreaker that I have been waiting to use since last time we did an Icipall selection. Okay, so Icipall.
Yes?
Why don't you try to give me the vaguest possible hint possible ever?
There is a very specific reason why I chose the Game Boy Color version of this track, a music track, which needs to have I needed to have the music from the Game Boy Color version for this show where we listen to music that we have.
Wow, that's completely unhelpful. Yes, the game has music, indeed. The Game Boy Color version of this game has music that you're listening to. This is music that you're listening to, as opposed to not listening to music at all. Now there's music. Now there isn't music. No music at all. And now music. Danton.
I am just going to say Crystallis to end my suffering.
Okay.
What now?
You know what? Okay, so
Crystallis.
Crystallis, it's not. I decided just now that I am going to develop a proper hint system for the final boss from here on out, because this is unexpectedly hilarious. But anyway, so, the full hint, the hint that would have cost you 6 points to learn, is that this is music from the Game Boy Color version of a game that was released on Windows 3.0, and much like a lot of the games for that system, this one did not have any music in it. And the reason why it didn't have any music in it is because it was one of those games that were actually included with the system as you bought it. And the game in question is Ski Free.
I'm sorry, what? Ski Free, did you say?
Ski Free. The skiing game for the skiing Windows game.
You mean the one with the abominable? Well,
yes,
the big
Yes,
yeti that eats
you
you.
know it.
It is the one with the Yeti that comes out of nowhere and eats you. That's it. That's Ski Free.
Right.
That's the game. Not for nothing, this was a final boss.
Well, it's definitely a surprising one because I never knew it had a Game Boy Color port.
That's
Yeah.
why it is difficult. What the hell was I even going to let you listen to without the Game Boy Color version? Dead air for a minute.
Can you imagine?
It is
Just the
actually
sound effects.
regarding it being on a Game Boy Color, it is actually a very little known fact that Microsoft made multiple of these entertainment packs, including very old Windows games for Game Boy Color. They made like 5 of them, and Ski Free was part of the Microsoft Entertainment Pack 3, together with Fuji Golf, Klotsky, Life Genesis, Tetrafex, Tripeaks, WordSap, and Idlewild.
And then the superior Windows 3.1 comes along, and it gave us the holy grail of Windows games, Space Cadet 3D Pinball. Oh! Anyway. Yay! The game is over and Devar is the winner! Alright, yes. That's the score again.
Cue the Alice in Wonderland sound effect of the crowd of one guy in the crowd going.
Going what? I couldn't hear you.
You know that bit in Alice in Wonderland when the king comes up and the right rabbit goes, and the king, and you hear one guy go.
I think it was the king himself.
Yeah, I remember that, but it seems that the Discord always cuts Devar off when he goes that high.
Yes, that's the problem. I kept hearing nothing, just like the soundtrack of Ski Free. That was the hint I was trying to give you earlier, by the way. Now you hear the music, and now you hear nothing. No music at all. Right. And that's that, everybody. Thank you for participating in our game show, Icipall Selection the Third. We're always up for a lark in Icipall's game.
Or as the Irish would say, the turd.
I'm sure they say that.
It's their accent.
I mean, if you could actually speak in an Irish accent.
You know, I just realized that every one of my lists has won a different person.
Really?
Matti won the first one, Danton the second, and now you, Devar, have won the third one.
Huh.
Hey.
That's a very unusual thing to happen, then.
And you know what I noticed instead?
What?
That there are plenty of tracks to qualify for an Icipall exclusive tournament.
What a satisfying ending to a trilogy.
The Icipall trilogy.
Everyone got something.
No, wait, I misremembered. Devar won the first one because he was the one who guessed Digimon. Unfortunately, I misremembered.
Right. It was the one that ended with the dreaded tie, and I was desperate to kill the tie. So I improvised at the last minute with that Digimon track, which was actually the Italian Digimon song.
Yeah.
For the TV show. So that was fun. This has been a lark and a half.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It has.
And Devar, you win again. So you're currently the champion. This is the only time in which Matti does not win.
All right.
Which I think says a lot about my own taste in video games. That's very similar to his.
That's true.
But he still ended up guessing in Stars and Time correctly, even though that's not a part of the game he has seen yet.
It happens if
He
he has a
remembers the
right
style.
yes.
Right, yes, it does fit the style.
It was the style at the time.
I was wondering that.
Anyway, before a Yeti comes out and eats us, we should all just put away our skis and go back home and hopefully not break our legs in the process, because this is the end of the show and my brain is starting to become pudding.
Pudding.
I hate pudding. The texture is just awful.
Like your brain.
My brain, I will have you know, is very good unless it's turning into pudding, which we have specifically established to be bad in the canon of Be Confidently Wrong. What was I saying? All right, final salutations, everybody. This has been my TV show, my radio, my game show. Be Confidently Wrong, and I've been joined by these 4 clowns.
Honk.
And I guess I am the biggest clowns of them all. Madhog
night.
Master.
You.
Good night, everybody.
Take care.
Good morning.
Bye.